this is not starting off very good. I made it all the way out to the outside of the reef. Look back, and my anchor had fallen off somewhere. I don't even know where. The bucket, must have been top heavy and fell over, and the anchor fell overboard. Oh man, I gotta go all the way back and hopefully find it. That sucks. Well, I made it back all the way to the launch, and I actually think this is where I lost it right here. As I was coming out this way, another boat was just passing me, so it caused a bunch of wake. And then I went parallel with the wake, which made the kayak go sideways. And I bet you that's when it dumped out. And it just probably either sat here, drifted a while, then somebody picked it up. Either there's so many kayakers come through here, or the boats come through here, so it was just a big brand new boat bumper. So oh man, another $50. Beautiful. Anger level about a 6.5, 7. It's building. Damn it, what a waste of day, waste of money. So I gotta go make a run to West Marine and Home Depot and see if I could put a new anchor system in place. Oh crap. Oh, not happy. Golly, another $50. So today was basically supposed to be about these guys. These are my Yellowtail snapper drift jigs I sell on allaboutthebait.com. I was gonna go out to do some Yellowtail snapper fishing on the reef, show the process. I needed to make just a regular video, feature video, but also one for my product page on the actual website for these, just a short clip. So that was a plan today. Got everything loaded, ran 7.5 miles out to my spot, turned around, no anchor, it's gone. Oh, must have fell out somewhere. Oh, so just to make it not of just a washout day, I figure what I'll do is I'll still do a feature about the Yellowtail snapper drift jigs on how to use them, but I'll do it on the board of knowledge. Okay, welcome to my board of knowledge here. Today, since it was a kind of a failure there, this one I'm bringing out my center console. It's got quad 400 outboards on it, and it has an anchor line. Imagine that, custom. Okay, so here we are, we're anchored up on the reef. Already got the chum bag out, it's deploying the chum. Okay, so with these drift jigs, there's generally two principles that you use them for. Okay, either it's your chumming or your chunking. What chumming is that you could buy these frozen blocks of diced up menhaden. All right, come in like 7-pound blocks. Get those, put them in one of these mesh bags, tie it off to the side of your boat, drop it over the side. Okay, the current and the water temp starts defrosting it, and you start getting all these little particles of bait as well as the oils start drifting behind the boat, and that starts attracting the fish. Okay, usually you got the young and dumb small ones first, and then as you wait, the bigger ones will start showing up. The way the schools tend to work is that similar size stays in similar schools. Biggers tend to be lower and farther back in the water column. They're smarter. They've been out. They know what's going on. And then you'll get some of the big boys that hang way down, far back, as well as you'll get not only the yellowtails, but you'll have the mutton snappers, groupers, big mangroves, and everything just kind of hanging out on that bottom and just picking and choosing or even eating these fish. All right. So the second way is chunking, and chunking is similar to the chum in that you just start throwing out bigger chunks of bait and maybe a couple at a time, and you're just creating that same chum flow but with bigger chunks, targeting bigger fish. All right. Both of them, the main principle is to activity breeds activity. Get those fish coming to you lined up as well as feeding, because that breaks that lockjaw where they might be there but they're not eating, and then you don't get a bite. This gets them feeding, okay, and more aggressive. So my procedure is I get all set up, the chum going. I don't throw a line out right away. I give it 10-15 minutes, get these guys comfortable eating back there, get the bigger ones to show up and eating as well, and no sweat. All right, if you start throwing a line and you catch a dinky one, that sets off the warning bit signals already. Or if you've got your line already going back there and then the other fish come up, they see that line, they become very wary. All right. So what I tend to do is I'll get a chunk of bait that I'm going to use, and I'll just, no hook, no line, anything, I'll just drop it over the side, and I'll watch it, and I'll look to see how that bait is flowing. If the current's raging, it might sit along the top. If there's no current, it might drop right away. And that'll help determine which one of these weighted hooks I'm going to use. Okay, and that's specifically what these hooks are for, is you've got multiple weights for maneuvering that bait to match the hatch. Okay, so even though we're not, you see a bait ball of pilchards, what are you going to throw? You're going to look a little flashy, small 4-inch lure because it matches what they're eating over there. Over here, what they're eating is just little bits of scrap meat. So what are you going to try to use? That little same bit of scrap meat, but your presentation has to be the same. If it's exactly drifting this line, okay, you don't want a bait that gets along the top. You don't want a bait that goes below that. You want that to follow that same trum pattern so it matches the hatch. And that's what these allow you to kind of tailor in that drift. So you go out and you just put a base of bait on the hook and line, and with that drag from the line, it might stay right at the surface and never really descend. Okay, so you put on the 1/32 and you get a little bit of a gradual descent. Okay, put on the 1/16 and you get a little bit more of a descent. Then you start using the 1/8. Okay, and that's the pattern that you get. You start getting these different ranges, and it allows you to not only match the hatch, but allows you to target the school that you want to. You know, the young and dumbs are up on top. You put on the heavier one to get down to the meatier fish down below that. Okay. The other reasons why you use these is sometimes the current's just ripping where that bait just never leaves that surface, and you might have to go straight away to a 1/8, the heaviest one, just to get a somewhat of a descent to get down to where that chum is going. That chum will, even in that rough current, will eventually start going down, but it might be a long distance, so you just need as much weight as you can to naturally present it. Okay. Now, the reason why you have these lead-headed jigs and not just putting a weight on the end of the line is if you ever try to free line to drift a bait with a weight, you have the weight in the middle here, the bait doesn't stay out front. What happens is that bait gets pulled back by the drag, and then all of a sudden it's behind here, and the thing that's moving in front of it is the weight, and then you scare off the fish. You're not presenting it normally. So again, that's why that weighted on the hook, buried into your bait, so it's kind of all in one unit, and you can control it a lot better. Now, the other way to look at these things is that I got people asking, well, can you use these on the bridges? Yeah, it works the same exact way. I do the same thing. I just run my rope down to my chum bag. It's in the water. It's doing the same. This part is exactly the same. I'm just cast down, have my whichever weighted I want to, depending on which water column. Most of the time, lower the better when you're fishing the bridges. They tend to sit more securely along the bottom. So they see that bait going across, they come up, grab it, and go back down again. And that's what allows you to control these. The other way that I utilize these is like when the pilchards show up, okay? Pilchards tend to be free-lined, will stay up on the top of the surface. Sometimes I like to get them down a bit, especially like fishing the bridges or structure or deeper water. I want those pilchards to get going down a bit. So I'll nose hook them with a 1/8 ounce, throw it out there, and they want to stay up top, but that weight keeps pulling them down. As they get more tired, they're struggling, and it just slowly drops them down, and oh, that is candy. A struggling piece of candy, and that just fires up those fish and they come up and grab it. So those are the key ways we use the Yellowtail snapper drift jigs. That's why the multiple weights there. Okay, so if you go to www.allaboutthebait.com and go to the artificial baits, you'll see the Yellowtail snapper drift jigs. I sell the 1/32 and the 1/16 ounce for a 50 pack for $15. Free shipping delivered to your door. The 1/8, since they're a little bit heavier, I charge $16 for a pack of 50. And then for a combo pack where you get the light, medium, and the heavy in an individual color, all right, as a mix pack, and that goes for $18. These also come in 4 different color ranges. We've got the chartreuse, the pink, red, and white. And I will soon have glow on my next shipment. Again, free shipping, no tax, unless you live in Florida. Sorry about that. And yeah, they come in 50 packs. Usually, if you come down here, buy them, they range from 50 cents to $1 a piece. Okay, and I'm selling them for 50 pack for $15 starting. All right. Excellent deal. I'm guaranteeing you one of the best deals out there. So anyways, pick these up if you're coming down to the Keys, or if it fits the strategy, you see this strategy might work in your area, definitely give it a go. Give these a try. I've used these for bluegills or crappie, drifting a minnow into a brush pile. That would work perfect. Put on some salmon eggs and bouncing those along the bottom. Now they're perfect. So a lot of different ways to use these guys. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye.